Hey guys, Rachael Turner here from Front Porch Properties. I just wanted to show you our almost completed movie or theatre room here. This movie room is part of our new build Cape Cod home on the Gold Coast, which we are just wrapping up now. And I just wanted to show you all the details of the walls in here, how we've made it suitable for a theatre room, and how we've dressed it up with this beautiful wall trim. Here's the theatre room at frame stage, and we've done two things to the walls to make the room really suitable for use as a theatre room. Number one, we've used acoustic insulation in all the walls and the ceiling, and number two, we've lined the walls with Supercheck Gyprock by Gyprock Living, which really helps with the acoustics and helps to keep the sound within the theatre room, and also helps to reduce noise travelling outside the theatre room as well. So the first thing you want to do is put in your skirting boards. We've begun to do that here, and we're using the 185mm deep skirting boards from Intrim, and we're actually doing a coping mitre where we're scribing the skirting boards into one another rather than doing a traditional normal mitre joint. We've made these little templates here to show you what I'm talking about. So this is the most common way to do it, just a normal mitre joint like that. Sometimes, especially if you're renovating and your walls are out, they might gap a little bit, and also over time they could pull apart and gap. So we are doing this coping mitre, which is like this. One length is cut square, as you can see, which goes hard up against the wall, and then the joining piece we've scribed in around it, and it will butt in like that there. So that will just, we do it this way to avoid any cracking down the track. The next thing to do is to put in your belt rail. That is this piece of timber here, which runs through the middle of your room. So for this room, we've actually put this belt rail at 1150 high from this lower floor here. Just an FYI, this is a media room, hence why we've built this little stage platform here for your couch to watch the projector. But we've set this at 1150 high, and in the adjoining room, we've actually set it at 1 metre high. So the point I want to make here is it's okay, in my opinion, to set the belt rail at a different height. The main determining factor should be the things that you're working with within the room. So here, for example, we've got these windows, which we have to work with. Had we put the belt rail at 1 metre high, it would have left an awkwardly large gap here between the belt rail and the bottom sill. So we've set this at 1150 here. And then also, had we set it at 1 metre high here, by the time we come up to the higher platform, it would have been really awkwardly low. So for us, we set it at 1150, and for this room, that is just the right height. And further to reiterate my point, I just want to use this wall here as an example. In through there is the media room where we were just doing the wainscoting, and the belt rail was set at 1150. In here is the powder room, which was set at 1 metre high. The reason it was 1 metre high was to suit the mirror placement where we wanted to put mirror. But then looking at this corner here, it should act independently again, because if we set it at 1150 to suit the media room, the belt rail is too high for this wall. If we set it at 1 metre to suit the powder room, the belt rail is too low for this wall. So we'll be finding the sweet spot that suits both of these walls here and setting it at that height. And it doesn't matter that it doesn't match either of the other two adjoining rooms, because we've got a doorway and a door to separate the walls, and your eye won't visually be bothered by that. And then the final component is just doing all the little Intrim infill squares. So we're just using these timber mouldings. Again, these ones are from Intrim as well. And basically, this particular wall, the pattern we're doing is 2 small squares, one up this end, one up the other end, and then a larger square in the middle. That's what my client wanted. And then all you do is you attach these just using some liquid nails and a couple of nails, and you can nail into the studs on the horizontal pieces. And basically, my general rule of thumb is to keep it at least 120mm away from the belt rail, 120mm away from each other, and 120mm away from the corners of the room as well. And it's as easy as that. trim on the walls has been finished, and the painters have done the undercoat. And just a little bit more info about the paint and the finishing here. Because this is a theatre room, we're doing all quite dark walls in here. And you can see the ceiling, we've already done the first coat there, and it's quite a dark charcoal, and you can see the drop ceiling there will have LED lights around there, kind of to mimic like a cinema. The colours that we're using, on the ceiling we've used this colour, it's called dark grey, and it's by Tint, and we're going to use this colour on the ceiling, as you can see, and then down this one wall here. The reason we're painting this one wall this really dark as well is because this is the wall where the projector will be. So just to make that recede, we're painting the wall dark. And then the other three walls will be painted in this colour here, which is called Drop Bear, which is a really warm grey colour. So yeah, the painters are just about to point this on. So just another thing with the tint paints, to help us choose the colour, we actually got these samples from Tint. This is so helpful because we're often going and buying paint samples and actually painting it on the wall to look at the colour. But with these little samples, you can just peel them off and stick them straight to the wall. So that's a total game changer for us. And I guess a true test of this paint will be the ceiling in here, because we're doing the dark ceiling. That is the most difficult thing to get right, because the dark ceiling shows up all the imperfections and things like that. So we're going to do 3 coats on the ceiling, and that will be the true test to see how tint paints holds up. So there you have it, our theatre room is nearly complete. I hope the tips were useful. Bye for now, and thanks for watching.